Yeah. So today I decided to try something different. I'm out here getting my steps in, and I'm going to offer 3 questions. I would like to do this consistently on Fridays. And but as the notification on the screen says, please don't spam the comments because that's not cute. It's not okay, and nor is it. So I really feel like Spirit wants me to talk about the dating scene and these relationships. Um, because um, because it's getting absolutely crazy out here. And the main thing is people do not have, I'm gonna say people, but I'm gonna so I'm hesitant to say certain things because I don't like putting either gender in a box. But if we're gonna talk about traditional dating as far as men using their resources to take a woman out, like on some real shit, like we talk about S trafficking and um, being paid for S. I'm trying not to say too much because I don't want to get restricted. But when it all boils down to it, the whole like dating concept has really been transactional the whole time because if the traditional model is that men take care of women financially, but then a woman takes care of a man, the children, and the household emotionally and spiritually. Yeah, we can say it's an energy exchange, but it's clearly transactional at the same time. And from a spiritual perspective, I think that because we each have masculine and feminine within, that the masculine within women is the provider protector, and the feminine aspect of men is that spiritual support. But when we don't go within, when we haven't done the work within, then that's where it becomes a situation where we're trying to obtain those things from outside of ourselves. And we're also it also that's where the transaction comes in. But anyway, I don't know what else where I was going with that or where spirit is going with that. I'm just going to let it flow. Hmm. And today Valentine's Day. That's crazy. Not today, tomorrow. I honestly don't even want to talk about relationships. I'm so over that shit. But anyway, if you have a question, put your question in the comments. I will ask Spirit for an answer. I'm being feeling generous today. Plus, it is Valentine's Day. And well, it's about to be Valentine's Day. And most people want relationship type questions answered. So while I'm out here on my walk, I might as well do two things at the same time. I don't like to use the term kill two birds with one stone because birds are very sacred to me and the divine. And so some of these, and like the irony of that is that I eat chicken. I'm still struggling with this because I eat meat, but I love animals so much. So I'm gonna let the divine show me the way on that one. Thank you for joining. If you have a question, let me know. Okay, you're a carnivore. Yeah, I'm like, so I know there is some significance to your blood type because I'm type O, and I read the book Eat Right for Your Blood Type, and type O blood types definitely. Um, it says we're supposed to eat meat, and I kind of like question that a little bit. Um, but I do know that when I was a raw vegan, I almost died. It almost took me up out of here. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like I truly wholeheartedly believe that a vegan lifestyle is um beneficial because especially because of how things are produced today. But honey, why do you say a carnivore diet is the best? I know for me, like if somebody asked me to slaughter an animal to eat, I just wouldn't eat meat. And so I really have to question like if I couldn't do that, should I be eating it? That's my thing. So nobody has a question. I can't believe that the first time in a while that I decided to do free question, Nobody has a question. Well, it's okay. I'll just sit on here since all I'm doing is walking. And I'm sure that I will end up getting a download. I really feel like people be trying to test my skills. Like, let me just sit in here and see if she can pick up on my energy. Hi. Hello. Is it Nobi? I'm doing questions, not like full readings, but you can let me know what your question is. Okay, Nobi. What's your question? And like, not the question like, what does spirit have for me? Because that's essentially a reading, but I don't know. Maybe that'll work. Maybe this isn't a good time to get on live. Everybody at work, in the thick of work. But actually, it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Okay, so you playing with me right now? You said, is my wife and other side piece going to work out? You said, I just found out about the girl. Okay, so your question, I'm not really understanding the question because are you asking, is your relationship with your wife going to work out? Or are you asking more along the lines of, is your wife going to leave you? I guess that's the same question. You're asking, is your wife going to leave you for this third party? It's just the way the question was worded. My wife told me yesterday she wants a divorce and she's going to be with the girl. Okay. All right, Spirit, what does Nobi need to know about the wife? So the wind just picked up around me. I don't know if you can hear that. But I definitely feel like Spirit is saying that her removal would be for your protection. Um, is there anything else? So I'm hearing that because I was asking my spirit guys about the um the energy of your wife, and so like what basically what they're giving me is that, and let me know if this resonates. But what they're giving me is that you all met me is that, and let me know if this resonates. But what they're giving me is that you all met So that could mean a lot of things. Like you knew she was either into some shady shit, or you knew that she was already in a relationship when you got with her. Um, but it's basically like this shit was fucked up from the onset. Let me know if that resonates. From the onset. Let me know if that resonates. Because I feel like they're using the infidelity to get you out of the situation. Okay, so what Spirit was giving me is that y'all got together under shady circumstances. So either you knew she was into something shady, or you got with her while she was already in a relationship, something along those lines. So Spirit is basically saying, as far as what I feel like I'm hearing, is that the infidelity is a way to force you out of the situation because you got with this person under shady circumstances. You said both were single. Okay, but there was something energetically that you knew wasn't right. So let me know, because they're saying that it's like there were red flags everywhere when you met this chick, and maybe you didn't see them, but Spirit's like there were red flags everywhere. It was some crazy shit when you got with this person. It's not giving the energy that she smoothly came into your life. Everything was beautiful and magical, and then you all of a sudden have this situation. That's not the energy that is given. So let me know if that resonates. And I know this isn't what you want to hear. You said it wasn't nothing shady. When I met her, she definitely was going through a rough time. Okay, so let me just preface the word shady. Like I said, red flags, something going on. You saw the writing on the wall. So basically, when you get with someone who's going through a rough time, regardless of what that means for you or the other person, that's like red flag, don't fuck with it, don't fuck with it. And it doesn't mean, see, what happens is people get into situations seeing the heart of the person, and oh, I have compassion for this person going through a hard time. But you could be getting with someone who is going through a massive tower moment, orchestrated by the divine. So if they're showing you that there's problems from the onset, that is your clue to exit. So now you're put in a predicament where you're kind of being forced out of the situation for your protection. You said hindsight looking back, yes, I should have left her right where she was stuck at. Bingo. I mean, seriously, like, no shade, no judgment. I still do that shit. As intuitive and powerful as I am, I still be like, well, maybe it's a no. It's a no. So I hope that that helped you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear. Nobody wants to hear that. But that's the energy right this minute today. Maybe she'll get with this person, realize how much she fucked up, And then there'll be another tower moment, healing, and potentially a reconciliation. I want to say that with a caveat, because anytime you go through something like this, the goal is to get you to figure out how to detach from the outcome. So the whole relationship was a lesson for you, and spirit's like, okay, she's too nice with this shit. She's not getting it. So we're going to eject her up out of there. Okay. So you're welcome. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Okay, exotic beauty. I need you to be a little more specific. Will me and Xaria be back around each other? All right, Spirit, what does Definers need to know about Xaria? I like that name. That's pretty. Um, so I'm getting a yes, but the energy is like maybe you have mutual friends in common, you're in the same type of business. You know, I'm just doing free questions, so I'm not diving that deeply into it, but the energy is like, yes, you be around this person again, but as far as like maybe what you want to get out of being around this person again is not going to look like how you want it to look. Let me know if that resonates at all. Thank you for the follow. Oh, you said y'all get a question because she was spot on. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I said, spirit is like the answer to your specific question would be a yes. You will be around this person again. Like you may have opportunities to be around this person in an environment with the person, but I don't know what type of situation or relationship you're trying to get out of it. But it just doesn't, like, if it's a friendship, it doesn't feel like a reconciliation. If it's a romance that you want, it doesn't feel like that. So that's why I was saying you could have mutual friends, or maybe, mingle and party in the same circles where you will see this person again or possibly interact with this person, but it's not like, I just, I don't know what you're trying to get out of it. Thank you for the likes. Please like the live, share the live. Even if you're not getting a question, I don't see why anybody wouldn't want a free question, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think I don't feel like the energy doesn't feel like she'll be living with you. Is this a child? Thank you for sharing the line. So it's an adult. Okay. So yeah, I feel like you might. So this is the thing. When you ask a question of spirit, they want you to be very specific, because when you say around, will this person be around me again? yeah, you have the potential to be around this person again. Like, for instance, I randomly ran into my ex at Costco. I don't even know if I want to call him an ex, but because it really wasn't a relationship. But like he knows that I go to Costco, is in my neighborhood, but he was like, I never come in Costco. He was in there picking up some pizzas for his job. He was like, I never come in Costco. This Costco. So, you know, shit like that happens. But no, the energy is not that she will live with you again. So, but again, like I said to the other person, this is the energy today. That doesn't mean that she's not going to do something or you're not going to do something that's going to level each other up or whatever. And again, it's not about focusing on the reconciliation. It's about focusing on you, what you want, how you want to be, how you want to present to the world. And you said, are you able to ask more than one question? If no one else wants a question right now, I will answer another one. Well, that's what I'm saying. If it doesn't feel like the energy of reconciliation, that's what I was saying. So I don't feel like right this moment, it doesn't feel like y'all supposed to be back together. Um, but like I said, if you keep doing the work on yourself, if you focus on yourself, if you just focus on being the best person you can be, the work you do on yourself may help heal her and vice versa. But I definitely feel like you all are being put in separation for that reason, because you do need to just be by yourself and do the work. So, if that's the case, then, if you do, like I said, if you do the work, then if that's the case, then, if you do, like I said, if you do the work, then there's what the energy is, that y'all are being put in separation because you just refuse to. That's what the energy is, that y'all are being put in separation because you just refuse to work on the things that need to be worked on. And I was talking about in my live yesterday that, and the fact that Spirit is bringing this to my memory, this is probably for you. Um, I was talking about in my live yesterday how divine unions are being put in separation strategically so that each of you can do the work necessary to close cycles, to close your own cycles, and then get back together as whole people. Of course, we're all steadily growing and evolving every day, but you can get to a place where you are whole enough to be a good partner. So I hope that helped you. Okay, now Noble, I was just talking about being by yourself. Um, I can look into it, but I just don't feel like if you are coming fresh out of a marriage and there was infidelity, you don't have to deal with that. You say, okay, basically fixing me so negative energy can leave. Yeah, that would be accurate. Once we both do that, it'd be a different. I think so. Yeah, I think so. But one thing I will say is that we cannot force a reconciliation. We should not be doing spell work to rush a reconciliation because spirit, like I said, spirit does things strategically because a lot of times you may meet your person and then a tower moment hits soon after and you go into separation so that you can heal and then come back together. But, you know, you still have to be detached from the outcome because we all have free will. And to be honest with you, I feel like I'm in separation. I could be in separation with a couple of people, but that doesn't mean that it'll ever work out for us because if that person isn't willing to hold up their end of the bargain, it's a no go. And for some people that have very powerful energy, spirits like, oh no, we're not even gonna allow that to happen. You get with them, get your lesson, and we getting you up out of there. You said yes, I'm going to be by myself. Plus, I'm not looking for at nobody. I just want to know. I just want to heal myself, and I value my friendship with her. Okay, yeah. I think that that is a perfect environment though to grow a relationship if that's potentially somebody you can see yourself with, because I really do believe that when relationships start as genuine friendships, that that makes them even more powerful. Um, and I'm not talking about like one of the two people is just trying to wait the other person out to see if they could get with them one day. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like you just straight up look at this person as a friend. There's attraction there. It's like, oh, okay, I like that. Okay, you cute. I like that. You tall. I like that. Oh, okay. You know, that type of thing, but it's really a genuine friendship. That's some dope shit. Cause I mean, like I said, there can be the attraction, like, okay, yeah, I like your style. But it's not like this animalistic obsession. It's just like you cool. Y'all just cool. So I think that the energy feels like nurturing that relationship as a friend while you're healing. I think that's a perfect scenario. All right, so let me know if you have a question. Ashe. Okay, so let me know. Somebody with a new person with a question. I'm really just doing one, but I might do two, since I did two for Nobi. No, that wasn't the energy to find this. That's why I'm saying that when you're in separation, that's when you really have to look at the situation. But I don't get the energy that she's really um noticing that yet. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. It's all good. Cause I mean, if nobody else is asking a question, I might as well just damn talk to you. Cause honey, I don't know why nobody want to ask a question. Maybe it's some bots in here. Child, no, I'm not answering that question. I mean, I don't even feel like spirit wants to give you a timeline because that's what I was just talking about. If you're focusing on the reconciliation, you're not focusing on you. If you're focusing on a different, like if you're putting the focus on her, like how she's doing, what she's realizing, is she in regret, like that's taking the focus off of yourself. So exotic beauty, I saw your question, but I need for you to be more specific. Like you said, are you going to be abundant this year? I mean, I feel like the answer is always yes. So um I could just answer yes, but I was trying to get you to be more specific so that you could actually have a specific question answered. Oh, no, I don't, like, I was trying to get you to ask a more specific question because I'm always going to say yes. Because I'm always going to have full faith in the divine that, and this is a thing, like, what's the unpopular explanation about the word prosperous? It can take, if that's the word you use, I can't remember, but um that could take on a ton of different connotations because if you're talking about being prosperous, you could be prosperous in your health, you could be prosperous in your money, you could be prosperous in just simply getting your bills paid, you could be prosperous in um maybe you win, some kind of contest at work and you get a gift card, or you get a gas card from someone, or um you know people just come back into your life and say, hey, I want to take you out, let's go hang out my tree. All of those things equate to prosperity. But this is a whole message in itself because if we are grateful or more grateful for the things that spirit brings to us, then that just increases the prosperity. So a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this myself, we'll have a win or something good will happen to us, and we'll just kind of be like, okay, that was nice, but I need, we'll just kind of be like, okay, that was nice, but I need $1,000 by next month. That type of energy. And it's not easy to be grateful when you're struggling and shit ain't right. But those are the things that spirit wants us to do. You said I really wanted to know if an opportunity will present itself to elevate me financially. Okay, let me see what spirit said. Is there an opportunity for exotic beauty? So, not sure if this is your energy, but they're showing me like sewing. I want to say almost like embroidery or something like that. Do you happen to be a fashion designer or want to do that, or that's your hobby? You said no. Okay. So have you ever thought about something like that, or that's just not your interest at all? Or do people tell you that you have an eye for fashion? Like, oh, I love that outfit. How did you put that together? You said not at all. Okay, well, that's not your energy. Who in here or outside the live wanted a damn question answered about their future in fashion? All right. I can't ring a bell out here, but Spirit, please cleanse the energy so that I can actually answer Exotic Beauty's question. Okay, can y'all stop showing me a bunch of damn metaphors? Do you, when you get read or when you have been read before, does your energy present a lot of metaphorical type? I feel like I've read you before and it was like a bunch of metaphors. You said you do have an eye for fashion? Come on now. You said that, you said you do have an eye for fashion? Come on now. You said that above that, you said not at all. Oh, I have read for you before and it was metaphorical. Like, are you the one that I saw like the quilt and all this other shit? Oh, okay. It's not that one. Okay. So I'm seeing an amusement park. So, like, the first thing that came to my mind was that maybe you, I was thinking maybe you might meet someone that will give you an opportunity at an amusement park, or um, there may be something connected to like a child activity, something like that. Yeah, I know it's about your finances, but what I'm saying is what they're showing me is an amusement park. Spirit, please give me something specific. Do you do something in the entertainment business? Because amusement park could be considered entertainment, like maybe content creation, something media, or even like a PR person. Let me know. You said no, I'm in higher ed. Mm-mm, that's definitely not the energy I'm reading. Um, there may be something spirit doesn't want you to know. Reading. Um, there may be something spirit doesn't want you to know. I do feel like though, um, that there's like a challenge that you're having to get past in order to get to the abundance. So, for instance, like they're showing me, what is that card? I'm not really a tarot girly. It's the card, I think it's the Eight of Swords, where the swords are surrounding the person. They got a blindfold on. Um, whatever swords card that is. Um, whatever sword card that is. they're showing you in that position like you're kind of bound, but you're not bound, like it's all in your head. And so once you get past that challenge, then you'll start seeing the abundance come faster. So the energy for right now is they're going to give you exactly what you need until you overcome this challenge in your head. Um, because it's given the energy of like maybe you grew up in a family with a poverty mentality and that was passed on to you, and or maybe it was just that you grew up in a family where they mismanaged the hell out of money and it was always tight or short or whatever. And so I'm really not getting higher education for you. I don't know if that's like a career you wanted to keep until you retire, but I just don't see that being long term. It almost feels like you don't even really like it, but let me know. You said absolutely not. I don't. Yeah, yeah. The energy is like this job is just to get you to where you need to be, where you're getting out of your head. You said I've been in it for 6 years. It's so time to go. Yeah, that's the energy it's given. Because I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think that spirit was showing me an amusement park and just being so like the sewing was being creative, just using your own creativity. It's giving the energy like you just like fuck. I just want to be a free spirit. I just want to go and twirl around in the park on a nice sunny day, and I want to get up to the sound of the birds whenever I just wake up, and I just want to sip mimosas on my veranda overlooking my pool, and I just want uh are these your thoughts, exotic beauty? You said, oh my god. Are these your thoughts, exotic beauty? You said, oh my god. Like your energy, like a wispy little girl that's just like la la la. You said yes. You said spot on. That's crazy. Yeah, Spirit's like they're like this is like a caged bird. Like any kind of 9 to 5 situation is like you sitting there like this. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. But like what Spirit is saying is like just continue to be in that energy of your inner child, because like I feel like your inner child is exceptionally healthy. And that is a miraculous thing in itself, because most of the time I'm telling people they need to do inner child healing. But for your energy to present as like this happy, jolly, like I'm so free, like that type of energy, that's why they were showing you bound in your thoughts, because your energy is healed. Your energy is a child running free, being creative. And so because we're running free, being creative. And so, because we're watch is talking to me, so I don't know if it was pausing a live. But the thing for you is not healing but connection. So if you connect with your inner child, if you fully integrate with your inner child, and that's going to be going to an amusement park, riding a roller coaster, having fun, go and have a picnic in the park, go ride the swings, you know, um, when we're in like a job or a profession that we don't really like, that hinders our ability to really connect with our inner children fully. And so, yeah, like that's really all you have to do. Your inner child is healed, honey. I'm telling you. And what I feel like spirit is saying that once you once you integrate with your inner child, your eye for fashion is going to turn into the creative opportunity that you will get because you have become aware of how tapped in you are to that particular profession, you know. So if you say you have an eye for fashion, and I definitely feel like it doesn't mean that you have to learn how to sew or anything like that. But you could just come up with ideas and let other people pay you for your ideas. Okay, thank y'all. You're welcome. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Does anyone else have a question? You say yes, I can see it. Thank you. You're welcome. Let me know if anybody has a question. I have a step goal for today for how many miles I want to walk, so I'm probably going to be on here for a minute because this is helping me get through my walk. Thank you for the follow. Nobody has a question. It's Free Question Friday. I'm glad it's not too hot out here. So, anyway, I think the hardest part of being in separation from your person, and this is just like a random thought, the hardest part is not being able to see beyond the separation. So, meaning not be like you want it to reconcile, but you just can't see how that could happen. And I feel like for those that are supposed to be reconciling with their person, that it's not up to you to figure out how that's gonna happen. Like that's strictly on the divine. They don't need your help. They definitely don't want you to be trying to contact the person. They don't want you to interfere with that person's process. and what they need to do to get prepared for you. And so it's all about what you need to do to get prepared for you. And so it's all about just chilling, living in the moment, enjoying every day. And you know what, y'all? I really hope, because I'm not really, I just realized I'm not really super paying attention to where I'm walking. And I just, that I'm not out here looking at the screen or something and I bust my ass out here. Please, God. Although that might be a viral moment. I might be able to get some virality out of that, but I don't want to injure myself. Please and thank you, Spirit. I'm good. Does anybody have a question? Okay. All right, let me know now. Is the thing too high up? Can y'all see that it's free question Friday? Maybe it was too high. I don't know. But now I feel like I gotta hold. Maybe it was too high. I don't know. But now I feel like I gotta hold the thing up higher. I'm just on here using my walk as a way to create some content, practice getting on live, and just get more comfortable with being seen and out here. Hey y'all. Oh lordy. The two people. Spirit, what else do you want the collective to know? I really feel like there's a big surprise coming, like very quickly, because it was almost like um, 1 minute you're like kind of like, okay, like how long is this gonna take? Like when is my abundance coming in? And then you like get smacked in the face by some big ass surprise. Um, that sucks. Cause I really be wanting to know. I'm nosy. I really be wanting to know. Like I like surprises, but I only really like surprises if they could be like, okay, your surprise is coming within the week. Like, okay, 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 okay. Like, that's how I am. Like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. But if y'all just like generally, it's a surprise, that's whack. But I feel like it's really going to be quite shocking. It's like that energy of going to take your breath away because it's going to be so much at once. It's going to be like one day your person comes on in, like you got a huge settlement, your check is ready, or some prosecutor's office is like, you the victim in this case, and these people have stolen your inheritance, and we, you know, had to do some investigating of these people on something totally different, and then discovered that you're the victim in this other case where they stole your money. And you just gonna be like, yeah, it's not up to us to figure out how the divine is going to get things to us. It's just not. And that's like, that's where that childlike faith comes in. I know it said my connection is unsteady. I have all my bars though. But that's where that childlike faith comes in, when you can just know that the divine can work miracles, signs, and wonders on your behalf. Um, they could energetically, so just random thought, they could energetically, hold on, I gotta do this puzzle piece. Damn. So energetically, they can push anybody towards you. I mean, just with social media, I feel like this is a very significant lifetime, and the reason why technology is the way it is today is because the divine can see the whole timeline. So the divine can see from creation of this planet what was going to happen next, what was going to happen next, what was going to happen next, until technology got to a certain point. And I feel like what they're saying is that AI developing to the point that it's developed is very significant, but they need intervention before it goes to the next level, because we're talking about they're moving toward AI becoming sentient beings. Nah, nah. Spirit said absolutely not. And so, um, with the advent of technology the way it is, Spirit can have, if you're putting yourself out there and doing your part, Spirit can put you on the For You page of a very wealthy individual that wants to give you an opportunity. And you know how I was saying that things were going to happen back to back to back to back to back? So if you're doing your due diligence, you are exercising your creativity, whatever that looks like, you're creating content, you're going live, regardless of how many people you have in your life, the divine can push your live, your content, or whatever onto the For You page of somebody fine as hell, got their life together, healed, and so it could be a situation where it becomes a romantic partnership, but it can also like cross business lines, because this person works in industries that use your creative talent, whatever that is. So it's like, that's how this works. Um, and that's what, like the whole concept of like getting out of your own way. and um, getting out of your head about things. It just creates an environment for you where there are a host of opportunities. Because really, it really only takes one very successful, possibly celebrity, to put you in contact with their friends. So, like, if you're a reader, you could be put in contact with his. So, like, if you're a reader, you could be put in contact with his very wealthy friends who don't want people to know that they getting readings, but you giving them readings. It could be a multitude of things. Okay. Let me know if you have a question. I wish I had better scenery. Like, it probably would be beneficial for me to go walk through the desert while I do this. And then at least y'all be able to see a part of Arizona. Let me know if you have a question. This was a random thought, but I feel like somebody wanted to know, did okay, so this is someone who just recently cooked some food for someone. I feel like it's a woman cooked some food for a masculine. Um, and you want to know if the person liked the food. Yes, they like the food. They ready to marry your ass now. They said, and it's like they're trying to figure. It's just so funny. Whose energy is this? They're trying to figure out how to say it in a way that you would know and understand how much they like the food, but without coming across as like creepy or too much too soon. That's funny. You said, what's going on with my person? Are things gonna get better? Okay, Spirit. What does Mel need to know? What's going on with Mel's person? And what does she need? Are you a she? Okay. What does she need to know? So what they're showing me is somebody balled up in a corner. That's kind of why I giggled a little bit. It's not funny, but they showed me this person like the reason why it's funny is because they're showing me like this person energy is like Martin. You said, huh? Who? You said what? Are you? What you asked me about your person? Are things gonna get better? And I'm telling you, they showing me the image of somebody balled up in a corner, like boo-hooing. So I'm just assuming that's the other person's energy and not your energy, or is that your energy? Because somebody balled up. I guess. Like the energy, so the energy reads like that episode of Martin. You said not you right now. Okay, so it must be his energy. I am seeing a male balled up in the corner, but is the person light skinned or white? Okay. Yeah, it is showing a light skinned person with like a I don't know if I can say this on TikTok, but you know the white beaters or whatever. Um, does that person wear a lot of those like with just that and not anything on top of it? It doesn't have to. It says sometimes. Okay. Well, so you're asking will things get better? But this person, even if that may not be an outward expression of how they're feeling, they feel balled up on the inside. Um, so the energy of this person is that it's going to either take a long time to get out of that energy or it's going to be like y'all are y'all together? Like what are you asking me though? Because it doesn't feel like y'all are together. You said it's complicated. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't definitely doesn't feel like y'all are together. So I'm gonna say that like the energy is like I said, either you're not gonna reconcile or it's gonna take an extremely long time for this person to get out of that. You're not gonna reconcile or it's gonna take an extremely long time for this person to get out of that and talking. Um You said it's bad. Yeah, I don't know why you would want to even be with a person like that. Yeah, if it because and I think, balled up in a corner is like the equivalent of sliding down the wall, crying and snotting and, like just not in a good place at all. You said no, oh baby daddy is the father of your kids. Okay. But that's the energy he's in. He's in like this balled up, I'm stuck in a corner. I'm just gonna like throw a tantrum type shit and just not, like temper tantrums don't resolve shit. If he would just do the work, like, all right, this is fucked up about me. I'm gonna work on that right now. I'm gonna take one thing at a time. If he would just do that, then it wouldn't be a problem. But it's just like he gives the energy of like a lot of negative self talk, being down on himself. It gives the energy that he beats himself up a lot. And when you speak those types of things over your life, and then you expect for something to be different, like, nah. You said, yeah, I try and support him, but it's hard when he's not telling me what's wrong. And he said, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a yeah, it's like, you can't want healing and happiness and success for somebody more than they want it for themselves. And that's when you need to be like, I love you, but I love myself more. And I'm going to love myself enough for the both of us. Shit. So I hope that helps you. So I hope that helps you. And with love. You said kind of curious, but I don't want to ask too many questions. Yeah, I don't think that is with the energy that he's in at this juncture, that I don't even feel like Spirit is really going to say much else about it, because like I said, they don't want you trying to rush any kind of reconciliation. They don't want to rush whatever tower moment he's having to go through. They don't want you to interfere, because it could be a distraction, a hindrance, um, and then just you focusing on that can be a distraction and um, kind of like a derailment, if you will, of what needs to happen on his end. Because, I definitely think that it's a significant union between the two of you. Um, and I feel like that's why you gave him so many chances and why you tried to work with him for so long, and all of those things. So I think that you both can kind of feel that, but with the place that he's in right now, I don't get your energy is off like that, but his is very much so. And when you're in the energy of like healing, loving, giving, comforting, compassion, but he's blocked off and totally resistant, doesn't know how to receive love, he's gonna continuously vamp on your energy and drain your energy just to feed his bullshit. And that's why Spirit is putting so many people in separation, because they're like, nah, she did the work, you didn't. We trying to get y'all together, but you still bullshit. But we not about to sit here and let you drain this woman of her energy while you trying to get through this. You know, you said true. Yeah. I mean, that's really what happens with separations. And I do feel like there's a reconciliation though, because that's why I was laughing, because his energy was giving Martin when Gina was trying to leave, but he was like, I don't know how the scene went, but it was some, he didn't cuss, but it would have been like, fuck you, Gina, move around. And she was like, oh, I will. And she walking out the door. He's like, no, Gina, 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 Gina. So it's like, I feel like you said that seemed accurate. Yeah, so it's like, as shitty of an energy that he's in right now, he's like, no, don't leave me. It's like giving the energy of, God, please save her for me. And that's why I'm like, if this dude is sliding down the wall snotting, talking about please God save her for me, I'm hollering. You said as he should. Yo, my spirit team is wild. The shit they be showing me to demonstrate. Cause okay, I'm gonna tell you what the energy feels like. I feel like this person has so much admiration for you and like honors you, but just can't articulate it, doesn't want to seem vulnerable, like doesn't want to boost your ego or get your head souped up because like their biggest fear is you leaving them forever. And so, but it's so weird because it's like if you want somebody to stay, you gonna have to speak out of your fucking mouth some appreciation. You say yes. Because that's the thing. It's like internally, he's like running down this list of all your attributes. He's like, she's beautiful. Look, she's beautiful. She's intelligent. She can cook. She's an amazing mother. She's great at what she does. She's a loving and caring and compassionate individual. And I want to marry her and I want to be with her for the rest of my life. But nah, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. Like, I'm a man. You know, that type of energy. Like, oh, come on, dude. That type of energy. Like, oh, come on, dude. Right. You said just do the work and I'll stay. Uh, he's just running from his problems. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, I do feel like there could be some energy of like not wanting you to have to deal with that stuff. Like now, wanting to be with you, but just knowing that the place he's in right now is not good for you. Because if he's running down this list of your wonderful attributes, like all day, every day, that's the divine's way of helping him to heal and draw him back to you. But until he actually does his part, then once he does his part, everything is going to start clicking. But, until he does his part, spirit is tormenting that ass with thoughts of you. I mean, like, he can't hardly think of nothing else thinking about you. So, you know, if that gives you any consolation. But again, it's not for us to be trying to rush the separation or rush his healing or anything like that. We have to stay out of it. You said yes, that helps a bit. Okay, well, hell, damn. Okay, a bit. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. you said you said I'll be back when he gets his shit together. Thank you for the follow. Yes, please give me an update. Okay, so Caitlin, um, What is spirit? Spirit, what do you have for Caitlin about career and friendships? Um, Caitlin, are you in the sports industry? Because they're showing me like a basketball court. You said interesting. I'm not. Is that something like a hobby, or do you like sports commentating, or would you like to date a ball player? That could be it. Maybe you're gonna be courtside at your man's game. Okay. So you could be like Meg the Stallion too. My man, my man, my man. Okay. So let's dig a little bit deeper. What does Caitlin need to know about career? Now, the basketball could be connected to one of your friendships that Spirit is highlighting. Do you know someone that plays basketball that you're close to? Mel, I can, but it just depends on if the divine wants you to know. Because that's one of those things where, readers have to be careful about giving people definitive timelines because energy is fluid, it's constantly moving and shifting. Everybody has their own free will. So, like, I could tell somebody, oh, yeah, I see marriage for you within the next 8 months. But then their person uses their free will to do some dumb shit. I just, like I said, the divine will reveal it if they want to. But I think that they want me to be cautious about that. You said, I don't think so. Maybe my uncle who coaches, but basketball is really not part of my life. Um, okay. I'm just trying to see where they're taking me with the whole basketball thing. It doesn't have to fit any of those scenarios, but let me see what else they're talking about. So what I was hearing was advancements in the medical industry. So I don't know if that means like you may be doing research. You could work in the pharmaceutical industry, insurance. Let me know. You said, oh, that makes more sense for sure. Okay, so what part of the medical industry? Because I feel like there's some kind of advancement for you in the part of the medical industry. Because I feel like there's some kind of advancement for you in the industry. You said I'm in school for a PhD in clinical psychology. 2 more years left. Okay. Um, So I do get the energy that there will be an opportunity for advancement even before you finalize your degree. I feel like they're saying within 6 months. Um, so that could mean that like it gives the energy of like maybe you have a mentor or something that's retiring and they will want you to just slide into their position, something like that. Let me know if that resonates at all. You said that would be incredible. Okay, so yeah, just look out for that. I was just saying I don't like to give hard timelines, but I was here roughly 6 months, but that take that with a grain of salt. That could be very fluid energy. You said my mentor brought up a project for me to lead potentially. Bam, there you go. Look, there they go. So that's the thing. When people choose you to be the lead on a job or a project, they are looking at you to succeed them in their position. So he or she is giving you the opportunity to show how like dynamic of a person you are and what a leader you are. So with you, when you go to formally apply for his position, I feel like they need for you, like he basically, so this is the energy. He basically already went to his superiors and was like, I really want her to uh take my position when I retire. And they're like, well, just get her some leadership experience so she'll have that on her resume so we can justify sliding her into the position. You said, thank you so much. Okay, you're welcome. So that kind of answers both parts of your question because when you have a mentor, they're kind of like a friend to you. And so when you said career slash friendships, like you can count your mentor as a real friend. Like that's my dog right there. Because for them, it's major for somebody to be planning their future and their exit based on up leveling you. So it's giving the energy of like this person could retire any second, but they like, no, I'ma hang on for at least another 6 months so that I can give her this opportunity so that she can slide into my spot. You said I have to reach out to him today. Yeah, child. Appreciate this person because you don't get many people like that in your life. I'm telling you. And this person, let me tell you something. The divine is so pleased with this person that they are going to be so abundantly blessed. Because I'm telling you, there's not many people like this in the world anymore. So just at every opportunity, just be like, hey, I just want to thank you for like not just being my mentor, but being my friend. Like truly a friend. Thank you, my friend. You're welcome, Caitlin. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and clearing my energy. Thank you for always protecting everyone back their energy and love. I'm hearing that what was that show where the I think it was the Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Yeah, I believe it's the Golden Girls. Good idea. I really like the fact that I can just walk and talk and just chill. This is the life right here. Like this is really what I need. Like I just need to be able to do what I love to do while connecting with nature, not having a care in the world financially. No, we are not doing the invites for you to sit up here in my live and just stare at me. And we don't even speak the same language. Y'all must not want me to do too many free questions because that's why. Yeah, this is a blessing to know. I'm hearing something about a movie deal that somebody may be working on, and I definitely feel like Spirit is saying it will go in your favor. There will be some things that you'll have to compromise on, but ultimately it'll be in your favor. I'm not sure who that's for. But I'm glad to know that people doing movie deals and shit be watching me. That's cool. I actually feel like for that particular movie, it's going to be like a three-part series, and they're going to end up loving the script so much that they want to make, like, give you a contract up front for like a package, three movie package deal. I don't know if that is such a thing. I guess it could be. I was hearing, "Will you marry me?" So somebody's gonna have the question popped. And I feel like this proposal is going to be like very elaborate. Like I'm seeing like a helicopter and maybe this person rappelling from a damn helicopter. Yeah, one of y'all's person is wild. But let me tell you something. I'm excited for whoever's man is gonna go all out for them for their proposal, because I think that is so beautiful. And really, like the more and more I think about marriage, when two people are truly in love, it should really just be them and maybe a photographer at the engagement and really just them at the wedding. You know, and really just them at the wedding. You know, I don't know, like I guess it's not a huge thing. I don't know exactly how I feel about Vegas weddings, but I don't feel like it's like energetically it would be better for just the two of you to go elope versus having a bunch of people at the wedding that are jealous and don't want y'all to be together. Cause also too, I feel like whoever I'm talking to, spirit is saying that your person has a best friend, and so it feels like the energy of this masculine has a best friend who's a female, and he's not at all attracted to her. But this child has wanted that man from damn day one, like third grade or some shit. And so that's one of those situations I was talking about previously where somebody befriends someone and just hangs around and tries to wait the person out just to see, like they're willing to be patient and let them go in and out of relationships, in and out of relationships. Like they're willing to be patient and let them go in and out of relationships, in and out of relationships. But the thought of them actually proposing to you and there being like that finality, because it's different when you trying to get somebody and they just get in a relationship, break up, get in a relationship, break up. But when you start talking about marriage, that's on a whole different level. And this person feels like if she can't get to him before he gets married, it's gonna be a problem. And she damn sure don't need to be at nobody's wedding. And men don't always pick up on the subtle things that women do. There's some men that do, but I would say the large majority of men, they don't really pick up on subtleties. And so this person has been coming on to your person. making little comments, and because they're not thinking along those lines, they're not even paying attention. And it's like this person, the female in a situation, she may not be as attractive. I try to say that with a grain of salt because I feel like attractiveness is so subjective. But like if this person internally feels like they're not attractive, then that's like the energy that they exude. So it's kind of like the energy of not always keeping themselves up, or um maybe keeping themselves up but just extreme low self-esteem, that type of energy. So yeah, whoever I'm talking to, when that man proposes to you, just go, y'all go have a wedding by yourself. Don't involve anybody else. Because also, too, you could think that people in your family who've been married for 40, 50 years are happy and happy to see other people happy. Nah. People could be in a marriage for decades upon decades and be the most unhappy person and not want to see anybody else have a happy and healthy marriage because they're unhappy in their relationship. That's some wicked shit. And those people be sitting right in the front of your wedding, like, look at our baby. Meanwhile, hating, like seething on the inside. I can't believe this person found somebody to love and care for her more than I'm being loved and cared for. I can't believe that they're so in love and I can't stand my spouse. I can't believe, that, like, ugh, that kind of energy makes my skin crawl. Like, just, ugh. Why would you do that? I get it. Why people would do that. I wonder if me walking like this on live is making people motion sick. I hope not. I'm doing free question Friday. This is only gonna happen on Fridays. So if you have a question, let me know. But if you don't want the truth, you know what too? I'm thinking that some people um gotta have cards, people throwing cards. That's sad to me because if I'm telling you what the fuck it is, and you still need for me to be throwing cards for verification, that's wild to me. Now I get it in like a relationship type situation, if you're asking questions about reconciliation or something like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave that alone. The market is saturated with card readers. And I'm not saying I don't use cards because if I was at home, I would be. But because it's so saturated with card readers, it's hard for people to believe what an oracle is saying. and my phone is about to die. So I'll stay on here until that happens. But let me just oh, I need to y'all, I'm gonna get off of here because I need to make sure that my walk is recorded all the way to the end. So I'm gonna need my juice. All right, y'all. See y'all later.